I mean, you wore it. You wore it. I mean, I didn't see any.
I wore it, and I was walked around proudly in Chicago.
That's what I'm
Like that.
saying. I didn't see you feeling any kind of way about it. I thought like you liked it. I mean, we didn't like it, but I thought you liked it.
Deep down, I felt the embarrassment almost kind of emerging from my soul.
With several billion members, the human race is divided in two distinct sexes, male and female. While men are simple creatures requiring only the most rudimentary of emotional needs to be satisfied, there is a subgroup classified as the nice guy, a dying breed of chivalrous, romantic, domesticated gentlemen whose qualities are desired by the opposite sex. Allegedly. However, they are dismissed, scoffed, and confined in such concepts as the bestie, work husband, and the dreaded friend zone.
You don't think this is a little bit too dramatic? Just let it happen.
Joe and Jason are the last of the nice guys.
Everybody, what's going on?
Why would you do that to your what is that? Like the old school whisker mustache?
For the people who obviously can't see what's going on, first of all, welcome to the show. I am one half of your host, Joe, and with me is
Jason, as always.
as always. And Jason was commenting on what I'm doing right now, which is basically I am trying to grow a handlebar mustache, because I am a gentleman and a sophisticated man, and I want to try it out. So
Okay. That's all I have to say. Okay.
yeah, I don't really have an explanation for it. I just saw it on Instagram, and I said, hey, you know what? Might as well try it out. So
When
I'm
did you
trying
become
it
eccentric? When did that happen?
out. Probably last month or
Okay.
2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, I'm getting older. I want to try certain things that I'm not really used to trying.
Oh yeah?
Like, handlebar mustaches and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, I get you. You're
Oh.
crossing it off the bucket list. I feel you.
And I told last year you experienced the hair color change, which is not
Uh-huh.
happening anymore ever again. So, that I'm crossing that shit out
Why is that? Why not? I mean,
because that was a utter fucking disaster. That's why.
I mean, you wore it. You wore it. I mean, I didn't see any.
I wore it, and I was walked around proudly in Chicago.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
that.
I didn't see you feeling any kind of way about it. I thought like you liked it. I mean, we didn't like it, but I thought you liked it.
Deep, deep down, I felt the embarrassment almost kind of emerging from my soul when I kept seeing the pictures of the Chicago, like when you go ahead when you went ahead and like you did the Facebook memories parts,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, oh my god, that's what I actually had on.
Oh man,
That was the hair and the
Hindsight
photo
2020.
and the timeless photo that we had in the bar. I was
Yep.
like, imagine if that's a great photo, by the way.
It was
But
a good photo.
imagine if I had this color hair in my regular, like it would have been even better. But
Yeah, right. Imagine if you look presentable. I get it.
yeah.
All right,
But anyway,
Nonsense aside.
I digress. we have a good episode today.
Oh, I saw it. I saw the S curling up in your little handlebar mustache. Okay, good.
We have a very good, cool, and sophisticated episode, and actually an interesting one because, from what I understand, we are answering a bunch of comments that we have.
Yes, a whole bunch of comments. So it is a nice guy's response part 2. So of course this is a filler episode because we need a quick one to release this week that you listen to it before our 1 year. Believe it or not, it's 1 year already. It's 1 year.
1 year. It's one
uh,
fucking year. Wow.
podcast. And that of course is going to be featuring Manny again. Manny actually, before he came on to tell his own story, he decided to go through to binge watch on YouTube all of our episodes, and he had a whole bunch of comments, and he's like, but these are so old, is it even worth commenting? I said, you know what, Manny, don't even worry about it. Write down all your comments and come on the podcast, and let's just revisit the last 26 episodes, and let's just go there and see how we feel about certain things that we said, and respond to Manny. So check us out. The next episode, episode 27 will be 28 will be our
28
special. So yeah, definitely. All right, so let's get
1 year, man. We made it 1 year. That's crazy.
We made it 1 year.
1 year.
But 27 episodes in 1 year is not something to be proud of. I'm sorry. We should have we should have had more. Joe.
We should have. But you know what though? Look, this is this is my first take at an actual series of a podcast.
I agree.
And you are the veteran, and you are the I would say master of this entire production, because you know what you're doing. And I kind of just, I gave the idea, but you're the mastermind.
This is your baby. I just shepherd it. I get it. But I still can't shepherd anything if you're not there to I don't know, lead it, coddle it, nurture it. Just throwing that out there.
I got you.
I want to be very clear, guys. I did threaten this man and said, listen, if you want to take a back seat, if you find a replacement, I will. Just because this podcast is probably the most relatable podcast that I produce. And everybody knows me. I produce 3 podcasts, and I co-host 4 podcasts. So of all the podcasts, Last of the Nice Guys is the dearest to me, and it is the most relatable. It's the closest that you get to me being me.
And plus, I have an opportunity. I mean, I have best friends here in Brooklyn, New York, where I'm at, but you are obviously in that category, definitely. And I get to have a time to chit-chat, talk, and,
Exactly.
So
I think this podcast,
win-win.
We've been close for years, but this podcast has actually made us closer.
Yes.
It's strengthened our bond.
Yes, it has.
Instead of hanging out and talking once every couple months, we're speaking, weekly, if not daily sometimes, and this podcast is a good way. So it's a good way to.
Yes.
It's a double edge. It gives us something to show and to produce and to put out there, but also keeps us close and keeps us involved. And there's no out of sight, out of mind, no matter how badly I want that.
Absolutely.
So, all right. So we're gonna go to our first comment, which of course comes from Man. This is about our BDE episode, Big Dick Energy, which comes from episode. Where is it? 24. So Man says, my BDE is the fact that I can walk into a room full of strangers and start a conversation with anybody and everybody as if I knew them. Also, I'm pretty good at spreading laughter and articulating verbiage that makes sense. In other words, the gift of gab. And it's funny because he's a New Yorker and I'm a New Yorker.
Bronx.
And
yes.
Bronx. And Joe is a South Carolinian. And so with that being said, I'm
not.
Okay, no, he's a New Yorker too. So it's funny. It's funny that because we do. I think most New Yorkers have the gift of gab. So I find it funny because it's true. And I actually went out socially with Manny, and it's true. He was able to start a conversation with anybody, and I was. Wow. And I said, wow, I used to be that guy. What happened to me? I'm dead inside. So yes, Sal, thank you for your comment, man.
I'm dead inside.
No, because listen, I used to be like, I used to be able to walk in and be like, wait, hey, what's up? What's going on? You. And I don't know any of these people. And I think I've become more introverted than I thought, because I thought I was still kind of the same guy. I think
I could see that. I could see that in you a little bit, actually. Yeah. Like I think I could see that.
I've lost the sparkle. I mean, unfortunately, and it was just a shame. I'm not that guy, and I really now know I'm not that guy after hanging out with Manny, and he just hung out and talked to anybody. I was like, wait a minute.
He's very social. Yeah. Very social.
And it's not me.
Social butterfly.
And it's not me anymore, apparently. So, but
I get that though. I understand like why, as you get older, you can switch to being that like introverted person, because that's how actually I become that a little bit. Like if someone talks to me in a bar or whatever, I'll strike a conversation, but I don't know how long it's going to be.
Right. Or God forbid you just walk up to somebody and talk to them. Or if I get into I can't. the Jason that I was, I come with my homies. We go to Joe's house. All his friends are there. They're partying. We come party, and I'm just like, yo, what's up? It's hanging out with everybody. I can't say that if I went to one of Joe's parties today, I'd walk in and be like, what's up, guys? What's going on?
Exactly.
Nice
Yeah.
to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay, I'm Joe's only best friend. What's up? I don't think I'd be that guy. I'd probably walk in and be like this, and then like post up
And then
somewhere.
and then go sit down, post up somewhere.
Pretty much until.
Or if the party had hookah, he would probably be all over that.
Oh
bitch.
my God! Don't start with me because hookah is I found the joy in hookahing by myself, and I no longer feel like, because remember I told you that that doing hookah by yourself is just as sad as drinking by yourself. That's what I thought.
But
Now I'm doing
it's
it,
not
and
that
it's
bad
great.
doing it by yourself.
It's great.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's,
So it's
I heard
great.
it's not
It's
that bad doing it by yourself.
It's great.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you have a portable,
Mhm.
I guess remote hookah that you can bring around, kind of like what you have.
Yeah.
I've heard many stories about people loving it. Like
Yeah.
even if they're by themselves, it's great.
It's the best thing.
fantastic.
I do it once a week now, just so I don't burn through my shisha and I don't kill my lungs. All right, so our next comment comes from Anna. Well, it's Anna. Let's get acquainted. I'm pretty sure this is spam. She comments on episode 25. Episode 25 was Case of the X, which is one of our heavy hitter episodes, by the way. At 1 minute 56 seconds, she commented magnificent. So I don't know what you said at 1 minute 56 seconds, but she thought it was magnificent. So there you go.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I don't remember what I said either. But 156. I got to go back on that now. Okay.
Yep.
I'll have to check.
So
on
also on episode 25, Manny commented, didn't mean to shock you guys about my troubles. I just enjoyed sharing experiences as an educational method. He says, at 30 minutes and 35 seconds, low blow, Joe, low blow. So I don't know what you said. You know what? I should have figured out what you said before I did these comments. But basically, whatever you said was low blow. And so it's funny because Joe really rarely gets anything low blow to me because, But thank you, Manny, for your comments.
yeah, because apparently I don't.
That was actually I think his comment on this episode was when I really reached out to him and said, hey, listen, I think you should come on and do an episode about your divorce and how from a man's perspective. And
yeah,
I think there was one of these comments that did, because he did debut the fact that he was getting a divorce in a comment on our podcast here. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, it was destined for him to be on there.
It was, and
really
of course
was.
that episode rocked it too. And I mean, the love that he's getting from his people is outstanding.
Yeah, that's good.
Outstanding.
That is good. I'm very proud that he was able to speak about that. That takes a lot of
yes.
kahunas.
Episode 23, which is 7 brutally honest reasons why you're single. Got a comment from Barbara, and curiously, 1 minute 56 seconds, we got magnificent, which means spam. I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm getting spammed. So, but I'll take it. I'll take any comments because it still works for the algorithm. Episode 26, which is of course the portrait of a divorce from a man's point of view. Michael Node Tough commented, "Great episode, Manny speaking the truth. Can't wait to hear more." And I commented back to this guy saying, "Thank you so much for commenting." And absolutely, we're gonna have Manny back on because he brought a breath of fresh. Well, not that we need a breath of fresh air, but he brought a new perspective, and he gelled really well with us. I was actually quite surprised. And it's funny because Joe spoke the least in that episode, and I spoke even less in that episode. We were just kind of like transfixed on just listening to him. It was really fun. If you watch the video, Joe,
I wanted to make sure that he actually wanted to get his word out.
No, yeah. I know, but you didn't look bored. I wasn't bored. We would really just kind of like listen, like tell me more.
I was zoned in. I wanted to know exactly what was going on with him.
Yeah,
I never hear like from a man's perspective what was going on with.
Of course. So that's why I thought
I've always heard from a woman. So, it made sense, and it actually worked out great. So I loved it.
There it is. There's the comment. Episode 24, Big Dick Energy, BDE. Man actually commented, this is on Instagram. He said, I have been binge watching the hell out of you two. I have no idea why I haven't before, and I have so much to comment on. Oh, God, the stories. This, of course, is a comment that I referred to where I said, okay, then we're going to bring you on. Of course, this was before his divorce thing. So it was kind of like, it was destiny. You're right. So there you go. Guys. There's a comment right there that gave me the idea for our anniversary specials coming up. So this was actually a direct text message to me from the one, the only, the special, the lovely Carla Reyes. Well, it's not, her last name's not Reyes anymore. I don't know her new married last name, but she'll always be Carla Reyes to me. She actually was my high school, not high school, my first college crush was really, really funny. Joe, did you freeze? You froze. Are you at least talking? Talk. Say something.
Oh,
Oh,
I
what?
believe I froze. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. As long as I can hear you.
Can you hear me? My
I
connection
can.
is really unstable.
Can you hear me?
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Let me see
Did
if I'm
you,
connected. Okay, I'm
did
good.
you hear
Yeah,
me?
Wi-Fi. Yes.
Okay, but you can hear me though.
Yes.
Okay, well then you come back on eventually.
Yes.
So yeah, so anyway, yeah, so she was
Yes.
actually my first there you go, you're back. She was actually my first college crush. It's really funny. The story of meeting her is absolutely ridiculous. It was the first night that I ever drank, and I was piss poor drunk, and I was just talking to my ass. This cute,
Wait. You first started drinking in college?
yeah, yeah,
You first started drinking alcohol in
yeah,
college.
yeah. I never had
Well,
alcohol.
what were you doing in high school? And
Nothing.
she said that.
I was skipping school every once in a while and hanging out at my Asian friend's house and just dicking around. I had my first cigarette at his house, but that was about it. But no alcohol. I had no interest in alcohol. It was the roommate that I had, who actually was the ex boyfriend of who is now currently my kid's mother. Anyway, he yeah, it's really funny, serendipity and all, right? So he we were cool. He liked me and he wanted me to get out there, but I never wanted to go to any parties. So he's like, there's not a pimps and hoes party. There is, yeah, pimps and hoes party. No, I don't care. It was a fraternity party, and he went, and I just for some reason said, okay, you know what, I'll go. And I walked there by myself, and as soon as I walked in, he's like, holy shit, that's the roommate. Oh shit, boy, you need a drink. Yeah, you need a drink. Let's get a drink. And he had me toasted on jungle juice. He kept on bringing me cup after cup after cup. So eventually, I'm not, feeling all twisted. I sat my behind down in outside couch,
Wow.
and that's when I met this one guy named Winston, and I met Carla, and I just started talking a lot of shit, and she just sat there listening, and then she offered to walk me back to my dorm. It's the cutest thing ever. Like, you don't know me from the back of your ass, and I'm super drunk, but she felt comfortable enough to walk me back, and she did. I don't know how I was getting back to my dorm room. She walked me right up to my door. I'll never forget it. Anyway, that's
So
not the point.
this all happened in Florida, right?
Yes.
In Miami. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, I went to
Because
college.
I remember a story that happened to you when we used to work together, but I'll just
Which story was that?
hey, look, I don't mean to cut in between the the comment section, but I do remember, ladies and gentlemen, this man.
Right.
We went. You remember Silver Gull?
I did remember Silver Gull, yeah.
Okay, how can you forget about that? That's the
Remember,
iconic.
Silver Gull, I started working at Silver Gull in college. So that's what I was.
Oh, that's okay.
That's
so
why. In college. I was not in high
Gotcha.
school. I was in college. So I was still a lightweight. So if you're referring to the story I think you're referring to where I like threw up and fell over a banister and
you were. I remember seeing a picture of you.
uh-huh.
Someone took it. I think one of the guys, Craig, that used to work there.
Yeah. Craig or Greg? It was Greg.
Greg. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Greg.
He took a picture of you passed out drunk underneath a pool table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was still a lightweight. I was still a lightweight back then. I didn't know how to hold my liquor, so I would just drink, and I would drink quickly. But that was the same night that after I got up, I went outside and I fell over the banister into bushes. And Greg is laughing, and they're cracking up and saying, are you okay? And he's like, let me help you up. And when I reached up, he said all he saw was vomit all over my hand. And he's like, fuck.
Oh my God.
I want to make it very clear. I don't remember anything about that night.
I know you don't.
I don't remember who was there. I don't remember how it got there. I just remember the story I was told afterwards.
I know.
So it was funny.
I know.
Anyway, back to the comments. Carla, sorry. Love you, Carla. She comments, good morning. I'm listening to The Last of the Nice Guys. When she said that, I cringed. I was like, ooh. Because I care about what she thinks about me. Even after all this time, I still care about what she thinks about me. And some of the things that I say in The Last of the Nice Guys, even though it's my truth, it can come off as coarse, crass, controversial, aggressive, hostile. So
they all say aggressive though. Come on, they all say that.
So she's like, I'm listening to The Last of the Nice Guys, and she says you should really be a therapist. You know how to listen and how to help people work through their thoughts and actions. Pretty awesome gift you have. That was the sweetest thing she's ever said to me. I had actually told you this comment.
Yes, you did.
I was just like, oh my God, marry me. I mean, oh my God.
So you must be the therapist of the group, and I'm the brash, fucking brute.
You're the brash, like stallion. There you go. I haven't called you that in like forever.
Pirates, something. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
Sure. It was I don't remember what it was. It was one of the episodes, brutally honest, physical. It was one of the episodes where you were like venting to me, and oh yes, Case of the X. It was Case of the X, where
Yeah, I vent all the time.
after I heard the full story, gave you a different point of view. So well, maybe this is what happened. So Carl, thanks so much for listening. It's still
Carlos, thank you.
it still absolutely mortifies me that you listen to this podcast, but at least I'm glad that you.
It's not, Carly. You're very welcome. You should come on the podcast one day. Jason would be extremely happy if you did. Anyway,
I'd be giddy. Don't know that. I'd be all bashful.
You should come on. You should
No,
come on
that's
because
fine.
I would sit there in silence and just look at both of you and be like, listen,
No,
guys.
nope. She's married. She's
Oh,
happy.
then forget what I said.
And the
Okay,
guy, hold on,
forget
and the guy's in the military, and he's like strapping, and no, I couldn't compete with that. I mean, that's no.
No,
Way.
you wouldn't compete with that even if you had like eight.
Anywho, so for episode 20, episode 26, Portrait of a Divorce, Sonia Garcia.
I'm just joking, Carla. I'm just joking. It's all jokes.
She's a great person. She has a sense of humor. She may not know you, and
Okay.
and she may not like you because I don't like you, but she's okay. So,
Yeah, well.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. Portrait of a
Fuck yourself.
Divorce from a Man's Perspective, episode 26. Sonia Garcia Nunez says, "Glad to see a place where men can talk feelings. More importantly, share valuable information with each other." That is, and this is from one of Manny's people. That comment made me feel so good because some of the comments that we've gotten in the past, in the beginning of this, was like, y'all full of shit, or not like that, but like basically battling back against us and saying, you guys, is this just complaining about women?
Well, I mean, because we got comments. There were a few comments. Can you hear me well, by the way?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Some of the comments that we've had, I remember a couple of them in the beginning, even like maybe in the teens of the episodes before that. We were getting like a lot of and like I'm not trying to pinpoint any age difference, whatever, but we were getting a lot of young people commenting.
Right.
Specifically, I remember one young woman who was commenting on it, and it was like, okay, we kind of know how your mindset is and how you think, so we can just tell you, yeah, like we'll read your comment and then we'll talk about it, but we kind of know how you're thinking, so it was like that.
I mean that's the first really positive, proactive comment we've ever gotten, and so I when I read that I was like, oh my god, yes, you get it.
Yeah,
gets it. She gets it.
Yeah,
and that's so I really appreciate it. So thank you so much, Sonia Garcia Nunez. You are fantastic. Please join us on Battle of the Sexes. All right. Wow.
No, that would be cool. Yes, and because of that comment, she should come on the Battle of the Sexes. That'd be great.
I need this to get bigger. That's what she said.
We gotta call it Battle of the Sexes, though. Can we just like?
What do you want to call it?
Super. No, I mean, I'm not gonna. No,
is it because it sounds too aggressive? Is that what it is?
It comes. Maybe it comes off like, okay, we're now it's gonna be a bunch of debates
between
both genders. So,
but it is. That's the whole point. It's literally I'm making a very wild statement. Okay, so you guys can listen to this. Spoiler alert: the topic for our first Battle of the Sexes is gonna be a declarative statement by me. That statement is: women have it easier in the dating world, especially when it comes to courting and the first date. Period. Easier.
Oh, okay. Well, this is news to me. Okay.
That is the topic for Battle of the Sexes. I'm gonna make this declarative statement. I've had this conversation with women before, and I've had good debates about it. And I've laid out my topic, my points as to why women have an easier time, especially in the beginning of dating. Now, it's debatable when it comes to intentions and future and the longevity of the relationship. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about dating, meeting somebody, going out, courting, getting impressing them. That's what I'm talking about when I say that women have an easier time because of, and I'll explain to that when we get to that episode. So that statement gets women to be like, hold on. I get that all the time. Right. So that's why. So, but if you don't want to call it Battle of the Sexes, find something. But I think
it's I think it's a good. I know, I'm not gonna. I think it's a really good name and a great name for an episode that we can.
Sometimes you got to put names out there that are
introduce
women. Outlandish, but you need to get some things that'll get people in there. Battle of the Sexes. I want to see what that's about. So no,
that is true. It kind of draws people in the name.
that's what I'm saying. Is that that's what it's
Okay.
about. I want you to draw you in. So
Fair
battle
enough.
of the sexes, like do I think we're gonna be yelling and screaming and cursing at each other? No, I hope not. But do I? But
I
is
will.
it gonna be a riveting debate? Absolutely, because I feel really strongly about that. All right.
No, I'll be
So,
cursing.
episode 26. Again, I told you, episode 26 was a banger. The portrait of a man's divorce thingy. Ashley, Blog Mommy Inc. on YouTube comments, lots of truth here, and I'm glad they recorded that. A lot of women, especially my generation, are the same. I'm noticing. I see a lot of comments and stories on social media that always say that say it's always right. I'm right because I'm wife, mom, girlfriend, and there's no room for argument. It's really important for guys to get their stories out there too, because there isn't really a whole lot of serious, and she puts serious and bold, representation on that matter.
Right,
Also,
right.
I died laughing for most of the podcast. Did you guys ever have that drink? Yes, Ashley, Manny and I actually did go out for that
They
drink.
had that
and
drink,
it was
actually.
It was a great
They had that drink.
Right,
I
but
didn't
I
have
told
anything.
him we need to get a drink because like he said when we went out to our drinks, we're kindred spirits. We went through the exact same thing. The difference is he married her, I didn't. So yes, thank you so much. And I see that was the second comment that really spoke to me. It says that because she basically said exactly what the point of this podcast is. It is a serious representation of men's trials and tribulations when dealing with the opposite sex. And
Right.
there really isn't much out there. So that's why I'm so vested in this podcast among all the other podcasts, because it is that relatable and it means that much to me.
We're speaking on behalf of a voice that really is
right,
never really heard.
And just like it was with Manny, and we're hoping for more in the future, the fact that we can't ask for anything that's we're not willing to give ourselves. So we're putting ourselves out there to inspire men to, hey, speak your mind. Call on the podcast or do your own and tell the story, because there's a dialogue there that's missing. What are you saying?
Right, exactly. And I was gonna say, me particularly, because I'm the only one out of the group who is not no shade, who is in a relationship, engaged, whatever, slated to get married, and
allegedly.
I have to I go ahead. I know he was gonna say that. I go ahead and do this podcast knowing what I'm currently going through, what have been going through,
Yes.
and kind of like not put everything to light, but talk about the topics that I specifically deal with.
I think of between me and you, and if you want to include Manny, between the three of us, you have the most to lose about doing this podcast. Not to say that you're doing anything wrong or that
No, you're absolutely right.
But
There's nothing wrong about that.
The way some women are, and I don't know your fiance well enough to know if she's one of those women. They take things personally in the wrong way, and they think that everything you're saying is about them. When in reality, it isn't. Like, I can post right now something about a woman, and I'll get 2 or 3 text messages saying, "Is this about me?" Like, I can't believe you're calling me out like that.
Because you're not supposed to be talking about them in that light, and that's
exactly.
That's the reason why they go ahead and get offended or they
exactly.
feel a different way. It's so, if we, God forbid, we speak about something that's actually true.
Exactly. So that's the point. I think I left my phone over there. All right. In the same thing, Ian Nunez, who actually is the offspring of Manny, he says, "I kind of embarrassed when I came in." So remember, we were trying to get him in and he wouldn't get in. So Manny's all right, fine. I'm going to get rid of my background, so he walks in and out of the frame. So he's doing a good strive. He's laughing. Ashley commented saying, "When you enter that shot, you're not camera shy." And he goes, "We all know I'm not camera shy." So he was a good sport about that.
Yeah, man. You'll break out of your shell once in a while.
Yeah, so it's good. It's good. Let me get to this one right here, which of course is not letting me bring it up. Big.
Of course not.
I need it big.
Of course not.
Hold on.
And in that light, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to say a real quick reminder. Election time is coming up. I am not promoting anything about voting because I will be honest with you. Oh wait, there's a car coming, loud one, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am outdoors, by the way, in front of my house.
Listen. All reality, being outdoors, it's mighty quiet out there, so you could never really tell that you're outdoors. So.
No. It's really no. I mean, I'm in a nice residential area, which is great. However, you will have those people who have those ridiculously loud mufflers that come down the block for no reason. And mind you, the cars are like 12, 15 years old. I don't understand it. Nor do I care. But it is what it is. But like I was saying, since Jason's looking for those comments or clips or whatever he's doing,
No, I found it
probably
already.
jerking off
I'm
as
ready
well.
to be done talking so I can.
Yeah, he's probably fapping too a little bit.
Yes,
But in the meantime, I would like to say that election time is coming, and my mindset about a lot of things in the past 8 months has changed. And all I'm going to say is, do your research, please. Please do your research because there is so much at stake.
I agree.
There is so much at stake going on. I'm not
This
telling
is-
you who to vote for.
Mhm.
I'm not saying anything like that. Please do some research and use some critical thinking skills. Please, 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 please. It's important because there's a lot of shit happening, folks. All right, a lot, and this could affect relationships because this is a a bridge between what we're doing and what I'm speaking about because
Right.
it affected mine in a way, a little bit, not in a bad way, but kind of
snap.
like not a bad way, but like in a debatable way. So
Oh, of course.
please do me a favor and like just shed some light on
This
what's
man is
going
pleading with
on.
you guys. Okay, he's pleading with you guys. You should listen to him. So
Yes,
don't get me
yes.
started. I'm not gonna chime in on this because don't get me started about voting because I have my own my own comments and discussions and thoughts about voting.
I'm sure.
So voting in general, not who you vote for, just voting in general. So I'm not gonna.
That's why I'm not saying.
I'm not gonna bring it up because actually, there's an episode of my other podcast, Friends with Issues, where I actually discussed my views on the concept of voting and the fact that it is the illusion of choice. But we'll get to that another time.
Exactly, which is the reason why I'm saying cognitive thinking, or there's a term that is called cognitive. I can't pronounce that word. It starts with a D.
Was it
Is it
dissident?
dissonance? So dissonance?
Dissonance.
Dissonance. Is that how you say it? Dissonance?
Dissonance.
Thank you, Jay. I've been trying to friggin' say that word for a long time.
Cognitive dissonance. Why? What about it?
No, I am just telling you. I personally, from personal experience, know several people that are very close to me who think that way, who are the definition of cognitive dissonance.
There you go.
The definition.
Damn.
So I'm just gonna put that out there. Do your own research. Stop listening to the media. Please don't vote Democrat. And do me a favor and and just please look up some shit.
Yeah, look up some shit. Stuff. And our final comment before we wrap it up.
Anyway,
also from our heavy hitting episode 26, Sandra Clark says, "I have to say you guys are amazing. You guys work really well together." What does it say? Seems like you've known each other for ages. Manny made a lot of good points. A lot of females really group men together and say all men are the same. Speaking as a female who has been divorced and in the same position Manny is in, it's interesting to hear a man's perspective. Hope to hear more from him. So of course I said you're definitely gonna be hearing more from him because I mean shoot our stuff skyrocketed when he was on board. He's got a lot of people rooting for him. So
that's great. That's great.
You know that I wish my people, not to call anybody out, were a tenth as supportive of me as they are of him. Because I mean, wow.
Yeah. I have a lot on my end too that are. It's just like what we've been talking about for all these episodes. They're very not argumentative, but they're very opinionated. So you know, it depends. It depends. So I have that type of same love too, like Manny does, but not as much as he does though. Like that's great. The fact that he can come on and talk about that and get all that love, that's fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Next comment from Alexander Rodriguez. He goes, "Don't worry, Joe. I'm pretty sure I've seen Manny in San Francisco somewhere near Castro Street. Look it up. It's not just a backdrop. So I don't remember what that's referring to."
Because I stated, I told him, I said, Manny, because at the time I didn't know where he lived. I didn't know he lived in Miami with you guys.
Right.
So I thought because of the background that he had, I thought he was.
Oh, I lost you. What? You thought he what?
Literally in San Francisco, or like I said, I thought he really lived in San Francisco, or even.
I lost you again.
Was representing San Francisco because of his backdrop.
Because of the backdrop, right.
Damn, what is going on with my feed?
Oh, I don't know.
How about now, guys?
Sure, why not? Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, so, I thought it was the backdrop that actually had him. I thought it was the backdrop that actually had him.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I made the comment. So that comment was actually pretty funny. I actually know that street too because I was looking that up. So that's funny.
I bet you did. And the last comment is from Jay, and she says, "Great podcast." So yeah, we got a lot of feedback from that episode. It was just really great. So yeah, there we go. Those are all the comments and or questions from you guys from the last 8 episodes, mostly coming from one episode particularly. And yeah, this is it. This is our filler episode.
Yeah, particularly
for the last of the nice guys. A nice
filler
guy's response. That's what I call it. It's a filler episode because I wanted to do a quick one before we get to the bigger one. So tune in next week for our 1-year anniversary special featuring the return of Manny as we go through the last 26 episodes and see what he has to say and have a discussion. It's going to be a long episode. So stay tuned. So I'm Jason.
And I am Joe.
And we are the last of the nice guys. Thank you for your time.
I tried to sing, sorry.
The Last of the Nice Guys. Follow, like, and subscribe on Twitter and Instagram at Last Nice Guys, Facebook.com/Last Nice Guys, or email lastoftheniceguys@yahoo.com.
This is an audio production of Vibe Revelation Studios, the cure for your common day. VibeRevStudios.com.